Hi, this is Mete from codingmac.com, and here's the second part of the video series querying social media and public info. In fact, it has been a while from the first part, but it was summer holiday, so I was a little bit lazy to shoot it. Sorry for that. And let's see what happened in the previous videos. The first part was about querying libraries via Z39.50 protocol. In fact, there was a guy who asked a question in codingmath.com, but I was in holidays and I totally forgot this question. Sorry for that. I will answer it as soon as possible. Sorry for that again. So now we are in the second part, which is searching Twitter. So these are the available methods for authenticated with Twitter. The first thing that you have to do is go and register with the Twitter developer site as a developer for Twitter, and then you will get some keys like the secret key and a key and a secret for that, and the passwords, the keys that you will get depend on the authentication method that you will use. So there are 5 available authentication methods. The first one is app-only authentication. We will use that, but in the upcoming slide I will show how it works, so I will not describe it from now. The second is the three-legged authentication, three-legged OAuth. So this is, you can think of that like the classical authentication method of social media. The same principle kind of works in most of the social media sites. So when the user comes to your application, you direct him to the site. In this case, it is Twitter, and then he goes to Twitter, and you pass a return URL to Twitter. Then he logs in, and then with that return URL, callback URL, he is redirected back to your site as authenticated. So then Twitter knows he's authenticated and you don't know about his credentials at all. The third one is pin-based authentication, pin-based authentication. And the difference from the three-legged OAuth is in here, this is basically used for like console applications or Windows applications, or I don't know, any kind of not web-based applications. So you provide a link to the user, or you open the URL of Twitter in browser control, and you direct the user to the authentication page. But then in that page, instead of getting redirected back to your callback URL, he receives a code, a PIN code, and with that PIN code, he just gets it, copies it, or just types it to your application, and then your application sends it back to Twitter. That way Twitter will know that the user is authenticated. So this is for using like console or Windows applications mostly. The two remaining are XAuth and OAuth. Echo, you can go to Twitter developer site and check out what they mean. I will not lose time for them. So let's see how app-only authentication works. Well, the first thing to note is app-only authentication provides you limited functionality compared to the three-legged authentication or pin-only authentication. You can, like, in the worst case, you can query Twitter and have tweets back. So it has limitations, but it serves for our purpose, because we will be just querying Twitter for read-only access, and for that purpose it works. But if you are going to, like, I don't know, post tweets or use some other functionality that this doesn't support, you may need to use the other authentication methods. For the list of enabled or disabled actions in app-only authentication, you can go and check the developer side of Twitter. But let's see what happens when we use app-only authentication. We will use this one. So at first, we will be using a consumer secret and a consumer key. These two will be provided to us by Twitter when we register to the Twitter API. And then we will record these two values somewhere in our application. In our case, we will be storing them in our web.config file. And we will be sending them to Twitter, and then Twitter will be returning us a bearer token. So by using this token, then we will just send it back, and we will query Twitter through its API, and we will have the results, the response from the Twitter. So, but it is not this is not complex at all. But also we will not be using this low-level approach at all, because we will be using a component which is called LINQ to Twitter, and you can just get it from NuGet. This seems to me to be the most popular component. So as it's told in its name, it lets us to query Twitter with LINQ query. So from the syntax, you can see here we are saying from the search service of Twitter context, we'll be calling we'll be sending the search query with this. This is a variable. You can name it whatever you would like. And the type of the operation is search type dot search. So those types are also provided to us in the LINQ to query component. Also, they are defined in Twitter. Then we will be selecting the status updates in Twitter. So we will be selecting the latest Twitter posts about that subject from Twitter. Then we are just selecting singular defaults. So you can see that's a typical LINQ query. So we are querying Twitter through LINQ. That's just very straightforward. So let's see the demo app that I have developed, and let's see how it works. So this is my demo app. I'm sorry, I just closed that one because it already contains my Twitter API key and secret. Instead of that, I created a fake web.config file. So when you download this application, when you pull this application from GitHub, then you will have those values that you will need to change. When you register with Twitter, you will get the consumer key and consumer secret, and you will insert them to the corresponding places. For Instagram and Google API, we will come to there, but we will not be using them for now. You can feel free to insert anything or keep them as they are. And our app will get the Twitter consumer key and secret values from here. So in our project, in our solution, we have two projects. One is the social media adapters project, which contains all the methods for querying the social media sites, sources. And the other one is the social media query, the main web project, which is nothing more than an MVC project which calls the methods provided in the social media adapters project. So the main thing lies in here. So we have the Twitter adapter class. This does all the job, and you can see this is pretty simple and pretty straightforward. So what do we do with LINQ to Twitter? we first need to create a credential store. There are different types of credential stores. As this is a web application, I'm using session state credential store. In like console apps or Windows apps, you may also use in-memory credential store, and I'm not sure if there was one other kind of that or not. As far as I remember, there were 3 types of credential stores, but I just forgot the latest one. So in the credential store, I'm setting the consumer key and consumer secret values. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. At first, we are creating the application only authorizer because we are using the app only authorization. So you're creating this object depending on the type of authorization you will have. So we will have the app only authorization, so we will creating an application only authorizer. Then we are setting the credential store in it with the values of the consumer key and consumer secret. Then in the next step, we are just triggering the authorize method here. Another point to mention is the methods that LINQ to Twitter provides are async method calls. So you can either await them or you can use the asynchronous way of programming. Here I'm using the await calls instead. So then we are creating the context. We need to create this context in order to have the ability to query with LINQ to Twitter. So we are creating that context with the authentication token or authentication object that we have received, and then we will be able to query Twitter with the sample query that I showed to you in the presentation slide. And then what I'm doing is I'm getting the results and I'm transforming the result object to an HTML block code, how can I say, an HTML block. So here these are the values that come from our query. This is the text, and this is the this is the URL to the user's profile. This is the URL to user's profile image, so we will be displaying the profile image of the user. And this is the screen response name of the user, so we will be using that in, I guess, yeah, it's here. So we will be providing the user's display name in Twitter, and this is the date that this tweet has been created. So you can customize this one and you can use whichever fields that you would like to in your own applications. Then I will be adding all of those block code tags, and I will be rendering them to the screen in my web application here. So how this works is, let me just start. Oop. Here it is. So social media query. So let me type a popular query from the latest days. Type debate, and the source will be Twitter for now. And click search. Then you see there are 15 results that are coming. As far as I know, there's a limitation of 15 results with the Twitter API. So in case you are trying to create a solution which indexes or archives the results, you need to run it like incrementally, like every, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. In fact, I recorded a session in Collab 365, and I will be providing its link in the details. So you can go there and check how a solution like that can be working. I'll be using the same solution structure, the same social media adapters. So if we're going to examine this page, so this is the profile URL, this is the display name of the user, date created, and this is the text of the tweet. So you can improve the solution. You can just highlight, you can just like turn the URLs automatically to links, and if we click on this one, oops, sorry, so it seems there's a bug in my application. So normally we will be going to the URL, profile URL of this person, but we are going to the same place as our application. Sorry for that, but okay, yeah, things like that happen. So this is the solution. So we will be adding in the next parts Instagram, Google Plus, and YouTube. In order to learn how to do that, please follow my videos and keep following me. So let's return to the slides in order to get everything formal. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Don't forget to check the details of the video page in YouTube, or don't forget to visit the related page in codingmac.com for getting related links and other stuff. See you in the next part. Bye bye.